नमस्सर्वेभ्यः सुप्रभातम् प्रार्थनया प्रारम्भं कुर्मः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। हरिः ओं तत्सत्। ह्यस्तनकक्ष्यायाम् अस्माभिः यण्सन्धेः ज्ञानं किञ्चित् प्राप्तम्, अपि च उदाहरणानि दृष्टानि। यथा अस्माभिः ज्ञातं, प्रथमपदभागस्य अथवा पदस्य अन्ते यदि इकारः वर्तते, अग्रिमभागस्य अपरभागस्य आदौ यदि स्वराक्षरः भवति, यत् स्वराक्षरः इकारः न, तर्हि इकारः यकारेण परिवर्त्यते. So if there is a E followed by a swara which is not E or E, then this E represents both Dirgha and Hrasva form of the E. Then Ikara gets replaced with a Yakara. Whether it is Hrasva or Dirgha, only a single consonant Y will generate in its place and join the subsequent Ach that is present, subsequent Swara that is present, and become Ya, Ye, Yo, etc. All right. So Savarna is avoided. In the same way, Ukara switches to Vakara, Rikara switches to Repa, and Likara switches to Lakara. Okay, so there are 4 variants of Yend Sandhi directed by the 4 rows, excluding the diagonals. Okay, so U, V, R, L for I, U, R, L. Okay, that's what we saw. Yend Sandhi. There is later on you are going to learn there is something called Prakriti Bhava, where this here around this place Prakriti Bhava allows Rikara to remain rather than R to appear. Okay, so Prakriti Bhava is a possibility. Okay, we will see later about that. It's an exception to Yend Sandhi. Okay, exception in the sense it further switches the Yend Sandhi's appearance to a different form. So now we will do some abhyasas, very easy ones. Okay. Prati plus avadat, crowdsourcing. Pratyavadat. Very good. Pratyavadat. So yakara for ikara. Nadi atra.
Nadyatra.
Nadyatra. So it's important. You see, hrasva ikara also yakara. Dirgha ikara also yakara. Okay. So there is no sense of like akara becoming dirgha, like nadyatra or something. No. There is no nadiyatra also. That is not possible because ikara is replaced by yakara. Essentially, its dirgha hrasva now lays in the hand of the post ach. If the ach that follows is a dirgha, then this will be a dirgha here. Otherwise, it will be a hrasva. Okay. Nanu atra.
Nanvatra.
Nanvatra. Vakara. U, a, v, a. Va. Sadhu idam. Sadvidam, not sadvadam, sadvidam. See, like I said, this ikara remains. Okay. So U only changes to V, joins the E to make V. So sadhvi, sadvi, sadvidam. Like that. Sadvidam. Okay. This is how it would appear as a compound. Okay. Pitru amshaha.
Pitramshaha.
Pitramshaha. Okay, so here Rikara changes to Repa and joins at the head with an arc like this. See, Pit, Pitram. So the Repa here and then the Anuswara. So it's a different collective font that or what we can call as a symbol that is available for Tra. Okay. Bhratru Ahwanam.
Bhatranam.
Bhratrahvanam. So dirgha. Tra will become. Okay. Brat ra bhratrahvanam. Okay. So r is replaced by repa. In turn joins the a to make tra. Okay. Okay. What are the meaning? Pratyavadat means replied. Nadyatra means the river here. Nanvatra means isn't so here, like that. Isn't it so here? Nanu has that sense. Huh? Sadhvidam, this is proper, this is correct. Pitramshaha, we had discussed the potential meanings of this. It can mean a heritage, a piece of Pitru Bhumi, etc. Or it can mean more holy things. Then Bharatrahvanam means invitation of the brother. Okay. Janani avadat.
Jananyavad.
Jananyavadat. Hrasva only. Niya. Jananyavadat. Iti acharati. Ityacharati. Dirgha. Because of the a dirgha. Ityacharati.
Charanti will come, no?
Oh, sorry. I have a.
No problem.
I forgot the nakara. It's yeah. We should correct that to nakara. Ityacharanti. Acharanti is plural version of acharati. So they enact or behave or conduct, that sense. Jananyavadat means the mother told something important. Okay. Then khalu etat.
Khalvetat.
Khalvetat. Vakara ekara. Okay. Khalvetat. So lakara joins the vakara into a compound there. Okay. Api avadat.
Apyavadat.
Apyavadat. Okay. Apyavadat yakara. So what we have seen, ya, va, repa, ya, and then ya, then va, ya. So far they have not introduced the fourth variant, l to la, because it's not very okay. If you want, then l plus akritihi, lakritihi, we had seen one example, and then l plus karaha, lakaraha as a part of a pada formation. Karaha is not an independent word. It is just a piece of the pratyaya. So lkaraha, lakaraha, like that also we can make. But it's confusing because lakara sounds like la itself rather than li. So it's not very popular. Okay. Split. So this is a converse. Very easy now. Why it is easy? Because everything is end sandhi. See, we are looking only for end sandhi. Okay. It will become more challenging if there is a mixture, and that will happen later. Okay, such exercises. So let us see this anyway. Ityasti.
Iti plus asti.
Iti plus asti. So it is. Okay, something like that. Dhukkeshvanudvegaha.
Dukkeshu plus anudvegah.
Dhukkeshu anudvegaha. Saptami. Adhikarana Saptami for the placement of the bhava, anudvega bhava. In times of dukkha, in times of sorrow, there is a kind of a concern that rises in us. So dhukkeshu anudvegaha. Gurvatra.
Guru plus atra.
Guru plus atra. Okay. This is ukara changing to vakara. Guru atra. Ityasmi.
Iti plus
asmi.
Asmi. Same as ityasti. Okay. So I am. Something I told asmi. So I mean, we don't know the context behind the iti, so we can't say too much. Nadishvatra.
Nadishu plus atra.
Atra. So in these rivers, like that. Okay. Over here in these rivers. Patantyapi.
Patan plus api.
Kadachit chatraha patanti api. Sometimes they also study like that. Patanti api. Manvantaram.
Manu plus antaram.
Manu plus antaram. Antar means interval, and Manu is the lord of that yuga portion. Its portion itself is called Manvantara in Sanskrit. So we are supposed to hand off from one Manu to another Manu through Manvantaras, And then there is a scale of Yuga and Chatur Yuga and all that. You guys are very familiar. Okay, Manvantaram. So we are in which Manvantaram? Do you guys know?
Vaivasvata
Manvantaram.
Vaivasvata Manvantare Kali Yuge. Like that we go, no? Pravara. It is so beautiful. I like this concept of Pravara because it puts it in a, it shows how tiny, minute we are in the scale of time. So Manvantaram. I like the whole way in which they divide up the Kala. And accept that there is cyclicity, there is ups and downs. That's very nice. Pitricha.
Pitri plus Icha.
Pitru plus Icha. R changing to Repa. Pitru plus Icha. Pitricha, the desire of the father, which is never fulfilled. Putreshvaham.
Putreshu plus Aham.
Amongst the sons, I. Like that. Putreshu Aham. Pratyuvacha.
Prati plus Uvacha.
Prati plus Uvacha. I mean, replied. We saw that Pratyavadat. Pratyavadat and Pratyuvacha are literally same, except Avadat is in lang past tense. Uvacha is in present tense. Avadat is the past form of Uvacha in a sense, in the same meaning. Okay, so with that we have pretty much done the abhyasa for Yand. I think we have got a good grip of Yand. So with that, we have kind of covered the first 5 rows of the grand table that we are studying. The next few rows remain and they are collectively one big sandhi. We will see that next. Okay, now we come to the Sangrahya Vishayaha. I'll mute everyone because the enticing sound of somebody stirring coffee is disturbing us. Famous sixes. So we have moved to 6 in the series. Okay, so let us see what is the famous sixes that is scored by this Sangrahya Vishaya section. Shat Karmani. Okay, so the 6 duties, you can say in that sense. And obviously this is related to the Dvijas who do a life of austerity, etc. Little bit. Okay, so let us see it. It's a interesting list. Adhyayanam, Adhyapanam, Yajanam, Yajanam, Danam, Pratigraha. Each one has a very good meaning. Adhyayanam, study, not study of some, scientific, what you call, no, scientific includes in Vijnana. I should say not some storyline or some Kadambari or something like that. Adhyayanam is the study of language and Vedas. Okay, generally Vedas is the focus here, eventually. Adhyapanam, teaching. Okay, so learning and teaching. See how the complementary, the Parichaya, if you don't do both, then there is no progress. So that's what. Then Yajanam, Yajanam, again a pair. Yajanam means to do the yajna. Okay, to do the yajna, perform the yajna karma. Like it starts from even the basic things such as, the Sandhya Vandanas and the daily simple homa, quick homas that are done, etc. Okay, so, and in a bigger sense, societal level, yajna, yaga, etc. But yajanam, if you are not performing it yourself, you should be part of the sponsorer of yajna. So yajanam, that means getting it done, right? So performing it yourself and then participating not as a performer, even as a conductor or a sponsorer or a so-called yajamana, etc. Okay, so in fact the name yajamana, which we use so often in Kannada also, it means the one who oversees the yajna, who gets yajnas done. So it's interesting. Danam, okay, that is giving alms and aid to the needy. Okay, and paratigraha, this is very important, not very easy. So when a true, let us say a Brahmin, in reference to these duties, okay, he lives by pratigraha, not by other methods of earning, That is, he is a true Brahmin. That means he lives by the grace of others providing for him. Okay, so alms is a little harsh term, but taking aid for needs of life. Okay, not retaining. So what Pratigraha is teaching us is that we are not trying to retain the resources within us and storing it for our progeny, etc. We're just taking what is needed for our immediate requirements. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 karmas. Adhyayanam, Adhyapanam, Yajanam, Yajanam, Danam, Pratigraha. So you see their pairs. Adhyayana, Adhyapana, Yajanam, Yajanam, Danam, Pratigraha. They pair. So when you are capable and have the extra, provide for others. And when you need, take from others. So it's not easy, the last one. Okay.
Mahodaya, graha itself is taking. Why should there be a pratigraha?
Taking what is offered, not taking what is not offered.
Acha, okay,
not grabbing. Not
okay,
grabbing. So important, right, Bhagini?
So, does it also mean desisting from something?
You could take that sense. You could take that sense a little bit in the sense of yogic thing, no, withdrawing to oneself.
Yes.
Little bit that sense may be there, but not so directly. Yeah. In this case, it is opposite of dhanam simply.
Yes, sir.
But I like your further interpretation to take in the sense of staying within the means.
Yes, yes.
Yes, beautiful. Shat karmani yoga. Okay, these are beautiful. So, 2, 3 of them I perform regularly as a daily practitioner of yoga. So, Shat Karmani, Dhauti, Basti, Neti, Nailiki, Trataka, Kapalabhati. These are all Pratipadikas a little bit here. Okay, so according to the linga, they will take Pratama Vibhakti Pratyaya, but enough for us at this level to just see the Pratipadikas. Okay, Dhauti. Okay, so let us come to this picture here. Okay, I hope you can see sufficiently. Dhauti. Okay, the list here is in a different order. That's okay. So this is this is a very tough one. Only the very advanced yogic practitioners are capable of doing. They maintain a very, very thin muslin-like long cloth. Okay, almost like a thread, but not exactly a thread, but cotton. Okay, which is maintained hygienically, etc. And then it is wetted, of course, safely, and then it is actually ingested. Okay, it is ingested, and sometimes also they use it for nasal cleaning. That will come more under neti sense, but anyway. So this is literally the cleaning of the digestive tracts. Okay, right up to the stomach. Very powerful, but you have to do it with extreme expertise. Basti. Okay, you come here to Basti, here, this one. So this is whereas that is for the upper digestive tract up to the stomach, this is for the lower anal to large intestine cleansing. Okay, so this today in medical technology, they call it anema, but it was very much prevalent. Very much prevalent in the Ayurvedic practice, and they simply called it Basti. Okay, it's also very good in cleansing the kalmasha that may be stuck. Okay, especially if you are doing fasting, these 2 kriyas are highly recommended, because if you fast for a long period, like water fast and things like that, where you maintain only your life with water ingestion, then the kind of kalmasha that is produced due to breaking down of fat and other methods by which body recovers energy, that doesn't have that bulk to get pushed out. Okay, so the kalmasha that is produced is going to require these processes to cleanse. Okay, also otherwise normally periodically, but very critically during fasting, long-term fasting. Okay, neti. this one is fairly easy to do, and it's a very good practice. I have overcome my allergy and issues of heavy sniffing, etc. with the neti practice. Fairly easy. There is a neti part. You have to prepare some not very cold, not very, very hot, but lukewarm or a little bit better than body temperature water. And mix it with good quality salt, a pinch of nice salt, so that it is of similar salty consistency as body fluids. And then you carefully, tilt the neti pot through one nostril and let the water flow out through the other nostril. And once you have mastered you overcome the fear of getting choked and things like that. Meanwhile, you are breathing through the mouth. There is no issue. While you overcome this choky feeling, over time, you are required to start forcibly breathing through the nostril from which water is exiting. Like, exhale, 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 while inhaling through, of course, mouth. Exhale a little bit of air through the open nostril, so that the water is further forced out, and through that actually kalmasha flows out. And you reverse it and do it through the other nostril. Very, very useful. Just one neti part, half part for one nose, half part for another nose is fine. It takes no more than 3 minutes. Then Nailiki, these are all very advanced. Okay, Nauli is the name here. Okay, Nailiki, Nauli. So here, this one, if you would have seen Ramdev, Baba Ramdev do it. It requires enormous development of abdominal muscles, where they make the abdominal muscles roll from right to left in a yoga posture, comfortable yoga posture they carry out, like a Sukhasana or a Padmasana. And then through that, the intestines get massaged, and your nature cycle is aided by this. Okay. Then Trataka. This is also we do periodically in our yoga class where I attend. So there is nowadays a lot of online excellent naturopathy students who are emerging from good naturopathy colleges all over Karnataka. I attend one group that teaches from Sirsi, town of Sirsi in middle Karnataka. So there they learn how to teach well and do online. Through online they teach, and for not much they are also encouraged to earn something like that. So we can attend this. So we once in a fortnight or a month they will conduct these Trataka exercises, where you keep a light so many feet away and do certain eye movement exercises, staring at the lamp, etc., without blinking, letting water flow, etc. And then do some eye movement exercise before all that. Of course, we combine the Trataka. Before that, we do normal yogic exercises to build up to the Trataka. It's a brilliant, very useful process for health of the eye. Then Kapalabhati. This is also another pranayama type exercise with a little involvement of the, again, abdominal muscles. So you see here Kapalabhati is shown here, right? So basically, if you show this lady's abdomen is shown completely withdrawn. Basically, the idea is you take one deep breath and then go through several cycles of pure exhalations. But each exhalation is accompanied by heavy flapping of the lower abdomen. Okay, and it keeps going inward as you get less and less air remaining in your chest. Little bit of re-ingestion of fresh air will happen inevitably. Nobody is asked to prevent that, but largely you're going through a cyclic exhalations, forcing the stomach, flapping the stomach consecutively to go inner. So it's somewhat similar to Nauli. Nauli is more abdominal muscle play, and Kapalbhati is a combination of breath and muscle play there. Very useful again. Very good for your digestion. Okay. And for breathing. It's amazing. Dhauti, Basti, Neti, Nailiki, Trataka, Kapalabhati. Okay. That's the yoga for you. Shad Darshanani. Okay. This is after the Vedas, following the Vedas, the next highest pedestal in Shastra Granthas belong to these 6. Okay. So they are called darshanas because they show us the way. Vedas themselves are very difficult for normal people to access. They also come from the hoary past. They contain pre-Paninian Sanskrit in it. So whereas in between one or two things, directly you are able to interpret. Other things are quite difficult, a little complex. So the darshanas are in fairly straightforward Sanskrit. Some of them are sutra granthas, not very easy, but with enough bhashya interpretation available, it's accessible to us. So Sankhyam, Yogaha, Nyayaha, Vaisheshikam, Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa. In this, the Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa is directly about Vedas. The Purva Mimamsa is teaching us how to interpret Vedic phrases, okay? How to, using 1000 different prakaranas, it explains how you interpret the Vedic hymns, etc. And then Uttara Mimamsa is about the Vedantic exploration. So it is a Sutra Grantha explaining the Vedantic aspects of Vedas. That means more about the Upanishadic aspects of Veda. Okay, in fact, sometimes directly called the Vedanta Shastra, but Vedanta Shastra is more than just Uttara Mimamsa. It's also, Uttara Mimamsa has another name called Brahma Sutra. Okay, Brahma Sutra. And it now Vedanta, we call it actually as Brahma Sutra is the one of the things, and then we say all the Upanishads, and then Bhagavad Gita are together considered as Vedanta. Okay, then Sankhya and Yoga. We are very much aware what yoga is about, inward movement of the mental process, meditation, how to attain focus, etc. That's yoga. And Sankhya is, you can say, a stepping stone towards yoga. And also it is having enormous amount of detail about how nature emerged into the present form that we have. All about, so many padarthas, akasha, prithvi, all those elements are explained in detail, and it actually also embeds the initial steps towards yoga. So many aspects of Sankhya actually overlap with yoga, so they're kind of progressive texts, you can say. So also Vaisheshikam and Nyaya have a relationship. Okay, Nyaya is nothing to do with law as we know about lawyer and judge and all that. No, Nyaya is more about logic. Okay, about how to argue in a logical way and derive the truth. So it teaches us how to be using linguistic skills to establish the truth. That's more the purpose of Nyaya.
It is a lesson for lawyers.
Tarka, sir, is it Tarka?
Tarka Shastra, correct. The better Parichaya name that we can give is Nyaya, as we should read it as more as Tarka Shastra. Okay. Yeah, there are many sub-granthas of Nyaya where they carry the name Tarka, that, Tarka, this, like that. Okay.
Sir, it is, I think, helpful for lawyers, more helpful for lawyers than judges.
It could be, not that nowadays that much logic is involved there. So we will leave it at that.
Money is involved, money.
So we'll leave it at that, sir. Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa relate to direct interpretation of Vedic things. So see how beautifully they are, touching different aspects. So Kapila is the author, is the name that we identify as the author of. All these are, we call this as, there is the idea of Shruti and Smriti, if you know. Shruti and Smriti. Shruti means that which is heard. Smriti means that which is inferred and known from the mental process. So these are all Smriti Granthas, we call them. Okay. Of course, much more than these are Smriti Granthas, but Darshanas are also from Rishi's inference. These are not the words directly spoken in a secret way to them. They are actually their own thought processes involved in it. So Smriti Darshanas belong to that kind of class. So only Vedas are the Shrutis. Okay. Kapila is the how do you say? There is a nice English word for that. Anyway, you can author use for now. Of Sankhyam, Patanjali of Yoga, Gautama for Nyaya, Kanada for Vaisheshika, Jaimini for Purva Mimamsa, Badarayana Vyasa for Uttara Mimamsa. Okay. So this is the thing. Shad Durgani. Now this one moves to Arthashastra. This one moves to Kautilya's domain. Okay. Kautilya, of course, one of the ministers in the lineage of many such people like him who defined how a kingdom should be established and ruled. What are the requirements? Okay, so you can say this is the ministerial material for maintaining a kingdom. Okay, this is true even for nations like India. You cannot say it's true in the sense because this is more for ancient times with the ancient instruments of war that they had. This works, but today we have to use similar things, of course. For example, a Durgam has to be an internet protective gateway rather than a Dhanva Durgam. So Dhanva Durgam is a fortification of barrier of instruments of war. Dhanu being, Billu Bana, what do we say in English? Bow and arrow, that kind of thing. Mahi Durgam. So we have to construct a barrier of mountains. And then, Mahi is more about earth. Mahi is more. So Dhanva Durgam, here it is interpreted as desert. So I have to see the deeper meaning of what is this Dhanva. But anyway, desert as a barrier, earth as a barrier, that means terrain as a barrier. Then Giri Durgam, mountain as a barrier for protection. Soldiers as a barrier, Manushya Durgam, that is your Sainikas. And then Mrud army, Mrud Durgam, swamp as a barrier, Vana Durgam, a forest, dense forest as a barrier. So see how you have to harness the nature. So when you locate your capital, especially your fortification, etc., you have to look for all these things before you establish. So this is about Shad Durgani. You can see, for example, of Tiruchirappalli, Tiruchi, Tamil Nadu fort, must be from the Pandya Chola era. So you see, forest barrier, Giri Durga, Mahi terrain also, I'm sure, so that it's not easy to access. Then there is this human Durga, actual Durga. You can equate that to Mrud Durga here because it's constructed out of bricks. And then Vana Durga is there, and see, everything is there. I'm sure Sainikas are sitting there as Manisha Durga. So this is one pictorial that describes that pretty clearly. Desert is absent, but in other locations like Rajasthan, that is available.
Nadi Durga is there, sir, Tiruchirappalli. Nadi Durga is there, sir. Nadi Durga is there.
Nadi Durga, yeah, Jala Durgam. We can add Jala Durgam as an. But you can say roughly that swamp sense is conveyed by the water mix there. Okay. Yeah, a little bit that is included there.
Sir,
Okay.
there is a Ganpati ka mandir on top. The thing that you see on top is a temple of
I see one
Ganesha.
palace and one temple. Yes.
That's no, the one on top is a Ganesha temple.
Oh,
and
okay.
below that there is a Shiva temple because I've
temple.
lived for many years in Trichy. Yeah.
Oh, madam.
So it's called
Nice.
Rockfort Temple. Malay
Rockfort Temple.
Uchipillayar we call
But
it.
what is the original Tamil name?
It's called Malakottai.
Malakkotai. Oh, Mala means
Yeah.
simply hill kotai. Okay.
And Kottai is fort.
Fort, yeah.
And that Ganpati is called Uchipillayar because he's on top. Uchi is peak. So Uchipillayar.
I visited once. It's quite a tough climb to reach
Yeah,
there.
it is. It is.
I visited once. Yeah. Shad rasaha. Okay. Katuhu, amlaha, madhuraha, lavanaha, tiktaha, kashayaha. So we know with this. Katu, hot, amla, sour, madhura, sweet, lavana, salty, tikta, bitter. Important taste. Anybody who has eaten nartangai urgai will appreciate that.
We love that.
Kashaya, astringent. Okay. Okay. What did I just say in Tamil is there is a bitter lemon pickle is what is nartangai urgai. Okay. And then shed ripavaha. 6 enemies. So important. These are nothing to do with physical enemies, guys. These are all mental enemies. Okay. Kamaha, Krodhaha, Lobhaha, Mohaha, Madaha, Matsaryam. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna even explains how one leads to the other in some nice verses. So lust, everything starts there. Okay. And when your kama is unfulfilled, then Krodha, anger. And then you'll covet, what is not yours, lobha, and then you become disillusioned or delusive. Okay, more like, you know, you lose sense of control over yourself, moha. Madha is coming from another place. When you have some things, you feel very, you are the empowered fellow, that intoxication feeling, right? Matsarya is envy. Okay, little bit more you can bring it in the beginning part of it. Okay, so beautiful. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madha, Matsarya. So, Lobha is coveting everything for oneself. Okay, not desiring another person to be better than you. And then Krodha is the anger that is generated. Matsarya is the envy. When you Lobha leads to Matsarya. When you lack getting what you want, then Matsarya will be the result.
Jealousy.
Jealousy, envy, jealousy. Correct. Okay.
Sir, what is the significance of Vaisheshikam?
Nyaya, Vaisheshika, they go together. The Kanadas Vaisheshika goes more at the element levels of padarthas and things like that. Okay. Basically, Vishesha, you know, Visheshana that we use in grammar. Vishesha means that which is the property kind of thing, right?
Okay.
So description of properties. So you can say little bit of elemental science is there in Vaisheshikam. Okay.
Okay. So it
Yeah.
was like physics in those days.
You can say at a very base level, yes.
Okay.
Atomic principles are associated with Vaisheshikam by saying, you know, yeah, like that. But anyway, they conceived, one brilliant thing is they conceived that, you know, if there is gold, then there is a particle of gold, like that.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
that kind of inferencing was very logically done. Right,
Okay.
that they saw that gold is different from silver, and you can separate them because they melt at different temperatures. All this they had mastered. So immediately they, by their mastery of the metallurgy and other aspects, they identified, you know, this is a distinct thing. It doesn't mix with another. And they knew about reactions, Rasayanika Shastra, all that is there.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Now the same section we have a new tradition verse that they are introducing us to us. This is a Tulasi Vandana. Okay, so I found some very beautiful pictorials for this.
That's a
So,
really beautiful picture, sir.
yeah, I know. So beautiful with Krishna standing there. Yeah, Yanmule sarvatirthani, yanmadhye sarvadevataha, yadagre sarvavedascha, tulasi tvam namamyaham. Why this is Tulasi in Hrasva? Because He Tulasi. Okay. He Tulasi, Aham Tvam Namami. This is the active, the last pada is the active portion. Rest is description of her qualities, Tulasi's qualities. So, Aham Tvam Namami, I salute you. I offer my salutations, namaskarams to you. Salute is something different, but we'll take it. So, that's what they started off with. I bow to you, Tulasi. So, Yanmule Sarvatirtani Santi. We have to take. Yasyaha. Yanmule is a samastapada. Yat Shabda, Pratipadika. In a kind of softening sandhi, it has become yan in the association of makara, being a nasal sound. So, takara changes to ta, tha, da, dha, na. The antimakshara of the tavarga. So, yanmule. So, yasyaha mule, yanmule is the eventual. So, what is all happening? The Vigraha Vakya is Yasyaha Mule. Why Yasyaha? Because we are referring to Tulasi, who is a Strilinga Shabda. So, Yasyaha Mule, in whose roots. Okay. So, Yan Mule in Samasta. Sarva Tirthani, all the various holy waters are deemed present. Okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to go forward. Yeah. Yasyaha madhye sarva devataha santi. In whose middle, amidst her, all the devatas are present. Yadagre sarva vedaha cha santi. Yasyaha Patreshu. Agra means the tip, right? So all these leaves and all these flowers, all the Vedas are supposed to reside there, like as if they are patras containing Vedic mantras in them. Beautiful visualization. Yadagre sarvad devascha. See, yanmule yanmadye had the yat changing to yan. Here you see yat changed to yad. This is the Jashtva Sandhi we call it. So that's a different, I think it is Anunasika Sandhi. Yeah. So yadagre, yat agre, yasyaha agre again. Okay, samasta, this one. Yasyaha agre sarvadevedaha cha vasanti, tishtanti, santi. He tulasi aham tvam namami. Okay, so these are all different statements. Statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. This case, they have not attached these like Visheshanas to Tulasi directly. They are all 3 separate sentences praising her, in whose roots the various holy tirthas are present, in whose roots the various devatas, in whose middle are all the shoots, etc., the various devatas are present, in whose leaves and tips all the Vedas are present. Hey, you such a Tulasi, you I salute. Okay, so yeah, of course they converted in English to statement like state. So you have all the holy waters at the root, all the gods in the middle, and the Veda. To such a you is inferred. To such a you, hey Tulasi, I bow to you. Okay, so that's what I have already spoken. I have shown here. So nothing new here. Kam Tulasim yasyaha mule sakalani tirtani bhavanti yasyaha madhye sakalaha vedevataha santi, etc., etc. Yeah. So with that, we finished the reading portion of the 5th lesson. Let us do the prashnas. Okay. Change the following active expressions into passive. I'll invite somebody to get involved. Okay. So let me mute everyone. Ramya. Okay, she is. Sativarya. Let us call the elders in to help us. Sativarya. Sir, you have to change from active voice to passive voice. Okay. Balakaha shlokam pathanti.
Shlokaha
Balakena ekavachana. How do you switch to bahuvachana? Ramena ramabhyam ramaihi. Balakaihi. Very good. Balakaihi.
Shlokaha is single.
Correct. Patyate. Wonderful, Varya. Balakaihi shlokaha patyate. Thanks, Sativarya. Thanks, Sativarya. So, Parvati, Sriram Varya. Okay. Pratibha Pai.
Yes, sir.
Pratibha ji.
Rajakaha vastrani ksalayanti. Rajakaihi vastrani kshalayante.
Kshalyante. Okay, very good. So Rajakaihi vastrani. Vastrani in Pratama Vibhakti also the Rupa is Samana. So Rajakaihi vastrani kshalyante. Bahuvachana because vastrani is bahuvachana. Well done, Bhagini. One more for you.
Vrishabhaha marge atanti. Vrishabhaihi margam.
Pullinga.
Margaha atyante.
Atyate ekavachana. Margaha ekavachana. Okay.
Okay.
Vrishabhaihi Margaha. I don't know why I put marge. That is. Okay. Now I know. See, marga is not a karma pada. Good thing I tripped. along with you. Okay. See, marga is not a karma pada. It is a saptami locative word. Vrishabhaha atanti, vrishabhaihi atyate. Okay. Akarmaka dhatu, atana. Okay. Because it is
Vrishabhaihi atyate or atyante? How?
atyate. Because it is akarmaka. Atyate is still karmaka, bhave prayoga we call it. That is, an akarmaka karmani is called bhave prayoga. So it assumes an ekavachana napumsakalinga karmapada mentally, though there is nothing. Okay. So, but marge remains marge because it is adhikarana saptami. Marge vrishabhaihi atyate. If I say that way, you will appreciate it, na? Marge vrishabhaihi atyate. Okay.
Yes.
In the street, by the bulls, the roaming occurs. Okay?
Okay.
Sir, it's not clear. My question is, if it is Rajakehi Shalyante, let's forget the middle word.
No,
Vastrani.
how you can forget? It is karmani and kshalyante is being directed by vastrani. You can't forget.
Okay, but
Correct?
if we didn't have it, then it
If
would
you
be
didn't have
Shalyate?
it, then you can say kshalyate or kshalyante,
Okay.
imagining a ekavachana, bahuvachana, which we contextually we can infer.
Okay, sir.
See, for example, if I say Rajakaha vastrani anayanti, okay, then Rajakaihi kshalyante. Because we know vastrani has been told in the previous sentence. Okay?
Oh, it is following the object.
Obviously, if the object is known through other contexts other than being part of the sentence, then you should accordingly adjust the vachana.
Right. And here, because there is no object, we have to go to ek vachana.
No, look. If it is a one-off sentence where this was not an akarmaka also, if there is no reference to a karma pada and if you are asked to say something, then you have to still stick to ekavachana because you have no knowledge of the karma pada. Okay?
Understood.
Then you stick to ekavachana. No need to go to bahuvachana. Okay?
Right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. But here it is specifically karma-less because it is an akarmaka dhatu, atana. Okay?
Right, sir.
Atati, something like that. So that being akarmaka, so you cannot say balaha gramam atati. No, balaha grame atati. Boy roams around in the village. Okay?
Right.
So that marga is similar in saptame. So it remains in the bhave sentence or so-called karmani sentence, passive voice sentence. It still remains as a adhikarana vibhakti. So that's why I said if you pronounce it as marge vrishabhaihi atyate, we don't have a problem. Putting marge in the middle and looking at the saptami confuses us because we think that is a karma pada, why it is not margaha like that. Like the same way that I tripped.
No. If it is a karma pada, it must have been margam, no?
I think it is margaha pullinga, sir, as far as I remember. We will check. You may be right, I may be wrong. Okay? We'll accept that. For right now, whether it is napumsaka or pullinga in saptami, it is marge. So we are happy.
Sir, the second sentence, suppose the vastrani was not there and we don't know the context, then you would have written shalyate, no?
See, you are right. If there was no vastrani in the active voice sentence, just rajakaha kshalayanti, then rajakaihi kshalyate is the correct form, not kshalyante.
Okay.
Because you are not aware of the karma, assume a ekavachana karma. Don't go exploding into bahuvachana. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Just like follow the bhave rule little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 4, Maharajaha Rishin Sevante. Let us call Sharad Varya, Pratibha Varya. Thank you. Sharad Varya.
Maharaja will become Maharajai.
See, this is a see, one help for you. Rajan Shabda is Nakaranta and go Raja, Rajanau, Rajanaha, Rajanam, etc. And it is a tough one to decline, right? Ragnya, something will happen. Ragnyabihi, Rajabihi, something like that will come in Tritiya. But luckily, one help is there. When you attach Raja Shabda in a Samasta, like Maharaja, it becomes Akaranta Pullinga, just like Rama Shabda. So you are correct. Maharajaihi is the correct interpretation. Next.
Rishayaha Rushini is Rushayah.
Correct. Rishayah. Beautiful.
Sevante should become Sevyante.
Sevyante. Very good. Because of multiple rishis, Sevyante in Bahuvachana. So, Maharajaihi Rishayah Sevyante. Well done, Mahodaya. Thanks. Jayanti Subramanyam. Jayanti Varya.
Uttamaha anyang kshamate. Uttamaihi.
Oh, why plural?
Oh. Uttamena. Uttamena anyan. Anyan.
Just like Raman.
Oh, okay. Raman. Anyaha varana.
Anyaha. Uttamena anyaha.
Anyaha shamyati. Shamyante.
Shamyante. Very good. Okay, you caught up. Uttamena anye. So, okay, I also faltered here. This is a Sarvanama Shabda.
Sarvanama, yeah. Exactly.
So, because a Sarvanama Shabda, its declension follows a different rule template, like the Sahataute template. Okay, so Sarvaha, Sarvau, Sarve. Somehow it collides with Raman, Sarvan, like that, Anyan. So, Anye. Okay. Is the form in Prathama Bahuvachana. I also faltered. It's okay, self-learning. Good thing. 2 places you see common mistakes. That's why I have alerted us with this red. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm not acting. I am making genuine errors, by the way. I'm along with you guys. Mitrani Prakasham Shlaghante. Let us call upon Dhananjaya Bhatvarya. Some new name. Nice. Dhananjaya Bhat.
Yes, sir.
Dhananjay Varya, Mitrani Prakasham Shlaghante. Karmani.
Yes, sir. Mitraihi Prakashaha
Samyak
Shlagyate.
Very good. Shlagyate. Perfect answer. Mitraihi Prakashaha Shlagyate. So good. I think we know where we will go faulty. So Sarvanama awareness and Saptami and such things you have to carefully watch. Should not assume that second word that is there in the middle is a karma pada like we did and jump into the kupa, jump into the well. Okay.
How to find out, Mahodaya? How to find out?
Marga is Saptami, no? We failed to notice. We looked at it like Margam almost in our mind. See, we thought Vrishabhaha Margam Matanti type of sense and we went at Margaha and all that. It is Marge, Saptami. Saptami word is not influenced by the Karmani Prayoga and all that. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, now let's call.
Remember, sir.
Huh, sir?
That rule we'll have to remember. Saptami
Yes.
There
Yes.
is no effect on that.
Yes. So now I notice Mr. A.N. Vishwanatha has been struggling to call my attention by unmuting. So I will invite him.
Sir, I just wanted to tell you Anyaha is a Sarvanama.
Yes. You know, stay unmuted, sir. It's your chance now. Thanks. You please answer the following question.
Now, what are the 2 possible meanings of Lokanathaha? Lokasya Nathaha iti tatpurusha samasaha. Lokasya Nathaha yaha saha Lokanathaha. Yaha yasya lokaha nathaha.
Correct. Very good memory. Lokaha nathaha yasya saha. You put the yasya saha in the last. Yo lokaha nathaha yasya saha lokanathaha. Which tamasa?
Bahuvrihi
samasa. So the first one means Maharaja, second one means Bhikshuka. Okay? Beautiful. I think you are ready for the exam almost. Okay. Lokasya nathaha shashti tatpurusha lokaha natha yasya saha bahuvrihi. Thanks, Varya. Vishwanath Varya. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I joke around. Please don't take it personally. After Vishwanatha, we have to call Narsimha into action. So, Narsimham, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whom do officers label as horses? English only you can answer.
Whom do the officers label as horses? Sir, I am giving exam in Hindi, so I will talk in Hindi.
Please.
सभी जानवर जिनकी पूंछ होती है वे घोड़े होते हैं. ऐसे अधिकारी की जानकारी, ऐसी जानकारी अधिकारियों के पास थी.
I see. जानकारी के जगह में मूड जानकारी ऐसा कुछ लगाना पड़ेगा उधर।
मूड जानकारी, yes, sir.
हाँ, बहुत 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 अच्छा बताया आपने.
Yes, sir.
Donkeys or even any animal with tail are labeled as horses by officers of the court. Okay. Next we will invite Chandrakala Variye. Chandrakala Variye. I have given an easy question for you. Come on, unmute. Okay. Prajakta Variye. Oh, Chandrakala Variye has come forward. So let us ask her. Huh? What do small fellows do, Prajakta Variye? See, something appeared on the screen to help you.
Yes, sir. Chandrakala ma'am is going to answer.
Chandrakala ji.
Okay. Small fellows, they get agitated easily.
Very good. Okay. And so what they do because of that agitation?
They get angry and they show it on others.
Okay, you are good in interpreting that, but typically here, as per the words, they give up even the small things that they started. Okay? That is what is the context. See, arabante alpameva agnaha kamam vyagraha bhavanti cha. Maharambaha kritadiha tishtanti cha nirakulaha. Okay, so that is the whole verse to remember under small fellows and big fellows type of sense. Okay. Now let us invite back. Thanks, Varya. Prajakta Varya, you come back.
Yes, sir.
So number 4 for you.
In passive voice, which case ending does the karma pada take? In passive voice, karma pada takes the prathama vibhakti.
Prathama vibhakti, nominative case. Beautiful. You remember the English name also, which is good. Thank you very much, Bhagini. Well done. Now stay unmuted and correct the error in the first of the followings. Okay, stay unmuted. Yeah.
Balakaha gamyate, balakena gamyate.
Or another way?
Balakaha gachati.
Well done. Your knowledge is very clear. Okay. So you can either correct that as balakaha gachati if you wanted to correct the kriya pada, or if you want. So in the exam, if you know both, put present both. They will be the evaluator will be happy. This person knows his marbles. Balakena gamyate. So kartari and karmani vakya both we have put so that there is no confusion. Okay. Thanks, Bhagini. Well done. Rukmini Raghavan Varye. Okay, I think she's not able to join immediately. Revati Balachandran.
Mahoday.
Mahoday. Please. Next one.
Sridharena kampate. Sridharena kampyate.
Kampyate, yes.
Or Sridharaha kampate.
Sridharaha kampate. Well done. So you remained Atmanepadi. Your knowledge is very clear. Very good. Okay. Typically, what will happen? Kampati, we will end up saying. But actually staring at Kampate. See, actually, one thing in these sentences, they both are correct words, but they are strung up wrongly. That's all. Okay. So she's properly remembered. It is actually Atmanepadi. So Sridharena kampyate. Oh, I have a spelling error here. Kamyate. I have put kampyate. Should have been Sridharena kampyate. Sridharaha kampate. Either form. Thanks, Bhagini. So let us invite Kunikannan Varya.
Sir. Lataya sarovaraha pashyate. Lataya sarovaraha drishyate.
Perfect. Lataya sarovaraha drishyate. This pashyate is actually not a form that is correct. Okay. I withdraw my statement that all the words here are correct. This one actually is a fatal error. Pash dhatu changes to drish form. Okay. So drishyate is seen. Okay. By Lata, the sarovara or the pond or whatever big pond is seen like that. Okay. Another way, can you say it in Kartari voice?
Lata sarovaram pashyati.
Pashyati. Here it is Parasmaipadi Dhatu, so Pashyati. Okay, Pashyate is not available, I think. Okay, so Lataya Sarovaraha Drishyate, Lata Sarovaram Pashyati. Well done. Thanks, Varya. Keralites are very
Sir,
smart guys.
we could also say Lata Sarovare Pashyati.
No, she is actually seeing Sarovara itself.
Oh, this is the person. I thought
Lata. Oh, okay. I know the confusion. Normally, Lata in a Sarovara is that Pankaja Lata or something like that.
Yes, sir. So I also misunderstood.
Here it's a perfect person by the name Lata.
The Sarovara. Okay.
You can kind of say another type of sentence is Sarovare Lata Drishyate also. Technically. But yeah, Pankaja Lata. Okay, last one. You only, sir. You come forward. Rajiv Varya was the one, right? Yeah, come forward and answer the fourth one.
Here it should be Matri. That is with Rikar. Matri plus Archanam equal to Matra Archanam.
So Matru plus Archanam is Matra Archanam. That is the correct one. But if it was forced on you to do Martari plus Archanam, what will be the form that will generate?
Ikar plus Mataro.
No, Ikara plus Akara.
Akara. Plus Mata Reichana something.
No. You're getting confused. See, very simple end sandhi. R you keep it. Matar plus E plus Archanam. E plus A is
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
End sandhi.
Mataryanam.
Archanam. Little bit difficult to pronounce, but if you are forced to do, that's what it is. But it is actually this one is the actually samasta components. Matra Archanam breaks down in Vigraha as Matari Archanam, Matru Archanam, Matra Archanam. Okay? The first step is coming to Matru plus Archanam through the samasa steps. The Pratipadika of Matari is Saptami Ekavachana. In the mother, the Archana, the Bhava of puja that we offer. So Matra Archana. Okay. So if you want to take it that way. Okay.
I thought because Matra is the Pratipadikam of Mata, that's why I went
Correct.
for
No. Your correction was the best one to do. Matru plus Archanam is equal to Matra Archanam, not Matari. Yeah, correct one to do.
Right.
Okay. So Matru plus Archanam, Matra Archanam, Yen Sandhi, Repa. Okay.
Sir, Matari plus Archanam should be Mataryarchanam.
Mataryarchanam, correct. Mataryarchanam, correct. Actually, Matrarchanam, we break it down as Matuhu Archanam, Shashti. Matuhu Archanam, the puja of the Matu, Shashti. But you can say if the Archana is taken as a Bhava, sometimes we can say the Archana is the Bhakti Bhava in us, not necessarily some physical, taking a diya and surrounding it and all that. If that is not taken, then Matari Archanam is not, it's possible to derive a Saptami Tatpurusha. In the mother, the Archana Bhava. So that also could be Matra Archanam in a complicated way. I don't know. You have to contextually put in brackets and explain that it is only Bhava, not a physical Archana and all that. Okay. Anyway, guys, don't worry about the Samasapada and things that I regurgitated there. Just focus on Matru plus Archanam that Mahodaya answered already. So with that, we have a little useful things. This I will share in the WhatsApp group also, this visual. So Upasargas take quite complex meanings, but some good person, A.K. Aruna, though the name is Aruna, I think it's a masculine name because I saw Shri. Okay, so he has attempted to make a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Actually, I don't think everything is there. Maybe I'm counting wrong. Anyway, All right. So ati, beyond, over, adhi, upon, above, near, over. Like this, he has come with some interpretation, but you can see some of them grow into such a huge list. You have to know the context. You have to know the dhatu to which you are attaching to make sense. Against, towards, completely opposite meanings. Unto, near, into, for the sake of, concerning, over, above. I mean, nothing is left to to explain away. Okay, like this. So it's a little complex, but better thing to do is what normally something with kru dhatu or stha dhatu or gam dhatu, these things are better to gnya dhatu. So these kind of examples are more useful. Atikramati, adhitishtati, anugacchati, antargacchati. So the same anu with another dhatu may not have the same sense, slightly different sense it may have. Yeah.
Antar is not a upasarga.
It is not a technical upasarga. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, they have listed here. So this, okay, we will leave it. I will actually take the upasarga list from Ashtadhyayi Pata and we will see what they are. Okay, but it is kind of a upasarga placeholder here, so we will take it. Okay, but anyway, I sourced it from somewhere and thought, say, this column I added myself to take the meaning of what is atikramati, aditishtati, etc. So again, read the last, but we now know even we have to read the first column with a pinch of salt because some things are taken from out of list. Okay, it's not even complete anyway, even if it was upasarga list, because I remember 22 upasargas.
19 are there.
There is 19 here, sir.
19 here and one is out of the list, so it's all confusing. We will leave it. Okay. So we will take a short water break now, 12:06. So 12:09, let us gather back for the sixth lesson start. Okay, take a water break.
Sir, still you post it, sir.
No, it is faulty, so I will prevent myself from. Okay, Namassarvebhyah. Idanim षष्ठः पाठः पठामः. षष्ठं पाठं पठामः. प्रार्थना तु कृतमस्माभिः. तु एकपङ्क्ति उक्तिः. गृहीत इव केशेषु मृत्युना धर्ममाचरेत्. गृहीत इव केशेषु मृत्युना धर्ममाचरेत्. मृत्युना केशेषु गृहीतः इव धर्मम् आचरेत् जनः. जनः इति स्थापितुं शक्यते. तो by the Lord of Death, Mrityu himself, Mrityuna, Guruna, similar, Mrityuna, okay? By the Lord of Death himself, Kesheshu, in the hairs, that is by the hairs in English phrases, by the hairs. Grihitaha iva, one who has been grabbed as though, dharmam, the tenets of dharmic living, acharet, may one carry out, may one establish in his life. So practice dharma as if death is dragging you by the hair. Good translation, dragging you. So mrityuna kesheshu grihitaha iva janaha dharmam acharet. By death in the hair, grabbed as if dharmic duties may one practice. Butler. Mrityuna. So what is the grammar of this? It's interesting to look at that, right? Mrityuna. Mrityu tritiya ekavachana. Ukaranta pullingaha guru shabdavat guruna tranatva asti atra nasti tarpana. So kesheshu, kesha iti pratipadikasya saptami bahuvachana. Akaranta pullinga shabdah Rama shabdavat Rameshu tadvat kesheshu. Grihitaha kta pratyaya yuktah kridantaha. Grihnati atva grinhati. Grinhati yaha anyasya grahane baddha saha grihitaha. One who is been grabbed is grihita. Anyasya grahane baddha yaha saha grihitaha. Eva, like that. Okay. Avyaya padam. Arthat yatha tata. I mean, in the sense of as so. Dharmam, dharma, dvitiya ekavachana, akaranta pullinga, rama shabdavat, ramam. Acharet, vidiling lakaraha, acharati, latti, tasya eva, vidiling lakare, acharet iti, prathama purusha ekavachana rupam. So yeah, some nice visuals to help us. So this guy looks very friendly. That guy looks more threatening to me. Okay, maybe because he is in color. So bhashabhyasah. Kta pratyaya. So today we are focusing on kta pratyaya. Okay, that means the kridanta form of dhatus kta. What is the speciality of this? As you know, this will personify the kriya in somebody and take the linga of that person, obviously, because of that. And it is also what it's conveying. It is as if that person has done something in the past, but in the karmani sense. Okay, so is a visheshana, it is that person has done something in the past, but as a karmani prayoga, this is more like some object that has taken on that action due to somebody else's proactiveness. You will see the differences slowly. All that is a little bit of airy explanation. Better to see the sentences. Read the following sentences carefully. Ramena karyam kritam. See, Ramena karyam kritam has a karmani flow to it. By Rama, the work is done. So karyam is in pratama ekavachana. Okay. So the ktanta takes the napumsaka rupa. Kritam, karyam, kritam. So if it was something else in strilinga, krita it will be. If it was a napumsaka linga, it is kritam. If it is pullinga, it will be kritaha. Okay. We will see next. Devena varaha dattaha. By the god, the vara was given, but was masculine given in English, in Samskrita. Dattaha, varaha dattaha. But you see the karmani, by the Deva is the one who gave. Vara was the thing that was given. So that's why it's karmani prayoga. So karmani kridanta, bhuta kridanta, because was is there in the sentence. See, was given, was done. So bhuta karmani kridanta, we call it simply. Okay, but it has as a visheshana, it will have a kartari sense also. You will see that. Okay. Balakaihi katha shruta. By the boys, the story was heard. See, strilinga. So we saw napumsaka linga. Karyam kritam, varaha dattaha pullinga, katha shruta, strilinga pairing of the karma pada with the ktanta. Bhuta kridanta ktanta. Ktanta, see, kta is a pratyaya. Kta pratyaya. Ktanta is the word with the kta pratyaya. Kta anta padam ktantam. That's how we say. Okay. So if you see this, what is this ktantam? Then that is kta anta yukta padam ktantam. Short title for that. Pradhyapakena. Okay, let us invite someone to help us read. That's always a good opportunity to do some abhyasa of reading. Lakshmi Varye. Lakshmi Varye. Lakshmi. Lakshmi doesn't want to come to my home. So we'll have to call Padma instead. Padma Nagesh.
Ha, Mahodaya.
Padma Varye. Please help us in reading these things slowly, Varye.
Fourth. Pradhyapakena vicharaha upasthapitaha. The topic was presented by the professor.
Presented is the translation of upasthapita, but literal translation is was placed, was tabled. Tabled is a better translation. Okay. By the pradhyapaka, the one who engages in teaching another in a focused manner, pradhyapaka. By him, pradhyapakena, tritiya ekavachana, vicharaha, the subject matter, the topic, okay, was established, was placed on the table for taking up studies or argumentation or whatever follows. Okay. So ekavachana, upasthapitaha, upa as a prefix, okay, and then sthadatu, which is the same one that generates tishtati in kartari lat. So that sthadatu becomes sthapitaha. for vicharaha sthapitaha. Continue, Bhagini.
Mahilabhihi charcha krita. A discussion was held by women.
Okay, so the vichara was established by Pradhyapaka, but the charcha happened between ladies. The gents just stayed away from all this. Mahilabhihi charcha krita. By the ladies, the argument or discussion is a better translation that they have done. You should not always take argument. Okay, krita. Discussion was done. Singular. Charcha krita. Continue, Bhagini.
Gopalakaihi Padhyani Uktani. Poems were recited by cowherds.
So we now know what all the males were doing. They went off taking care of the cows. So by the Gopalakas, the hymns were told. I mean, sung is the better translation in context, but were told, recited. Okay, recited. Correct translation. Poems were recited by cowherds. Okay, continue, Bhagini.
Karmakaraihi Prakoshtaha Marjataha.
Marjitaha. Ikara. Okay. So
The
now, sorry, continue.
The rooms were swept by workers.
So now you see, earlier we saw Napumsaka, Pullinga, Strilinga, Eka Vachana. Then again Pullinga, Eka Vachana. Then we saw Strilinga, Eka Vachana. Then we saw Napumsaka Linga, Bahuvachana. Now we are saying Pullinga, Bahuvachana. Notice this color changes happening. Okay? Little bit they're pushing us towards Bahuvachana now. That is the style of Sanskrit Bharati, no? Do some Eka Vachanas, then do some Bahuvachanas. Then maybe a Dvivachana here, there. They try to avoid at this level for now. Though they are not saying you should not use it, but they are. Yeah. Karmakaraihi prakoshtaha marjitaha. By the karmakaras, by the workers, the rooms, prakoshtaha, okay, marjitaha, were cleaned up like that. Marjanam means cleaning. Okay.
Margadarshanya Margaha Darshitaha. The roads were shown by the female guide.
Because Margadarshini Shabda, female has been added. The only way to say it in English to force that word in to show the guide is a feminine word there. Okay, Margadarshinya, by the lady guide. In fact, they should have used lady guide. Margaha, see, Pullinga. Margaha, Margau, Margaha. We learn now. Everywhere we see an example, we should try to remember the linga. Okay, so it's not Margani, it is Margani if it were, but it is Margaha. So Pullinga Shabda. Darshitaha. So by the guide, lady guide, the roads were shown. That means she guided some people through many roads. Actually, again, you see the English translation is a little stale, right? The roads were shown by the guide. No, the roads were the path was shown by the guide. Paths were shown by the guide is a slightly better translation because the roads we don't use in a sense. Path because it's the way to go, right? That sense is slightly better. You can always improve the English phrase. Like they have taught us when you translate, no, don't go literal. Take the more collective meaning. Okay, yeah.
Apanikena Shatikaha Vikritaha. Saris were sold by the shopkeeper.
Mahilabhihi Shatikaha Kritaha. It will become. Okay. So Apanikena, by the shop seller, shop owner or whatever, seller. The saris were sold. Vikritaha. Vikrayana is the selling. Krayana is the buying. So Mahilabhihi Shatikaha. Mahilabhihi we had seen earlier in the fifth example. See, yeah. Kritaha. You delete, then it becomes buy. Okay? They never sell. Continue, Bhagini.
Nartaki bihi phalani khaditani. Fruits were eaten by the female dancers.
Oh, so nice. So, सामान्यतया वयं पश्यामः नर्तकीभिः नृत्यं कृतम् एवमेव अत्र किमपि अन्यत् कार्यं कुर्वन्तः सन्ति एते सम्यक् एताः नर्तकीभिः फलानि खादितानि. By the dancers, female dancers, the fruits were eaten while the male dancers were struggling on the stage. All the above, thanks Bhagini. All the above sentences are in passive voice and past tense. Past tense. Okay. So passive voice, you see everywhere karta is in tritiya. Okay, past tense. Hence, they follow these rules of karmani prayoga. The subject is in tritiya, the object is in prathama, and the verb follows the object. In this case, the verb follows the object in the sense of purusha and linga and vachana, of course. Okay. In the case of lakara, it would have followed in not in linga because there is no linga involved. It would have only followed in terms of purusha and vachana. So tishtati, like this, it would have gone, or atishtat, like that. Whether it was a male who stood or a female who stood or a napumsakalinga word that stood, atishtat only will be used. But here in ktanta, we have to change. So if it was a male who stood, then purushaha stitaha upastitaha, like that. Then mahila upasthita or sthita. Then mitram sthitam, like that it goes, ktantas. Okay, that is the way.
It is always past tense, Mahodaya. Tapratyaya is only past tense.
Tapratyaya is essentially past tense, or as a visheshana. Visheshanas have a sense of past tense because he acquired that quality earlier. So like that. Okay. Yeah. Personified past tense is, but in karmani sense is kta. Okay. Passive voice sense.
So wanted to confirm one thing. If it is in karmani or in bhave prayoga, and it is not, we are not using a kridanta as in this form, then the pure verb will always be in atmanepadi?
Correct. Karmani, the verb will decline with atmane and go generate a yakara also, that we notice. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a karmani pratyaya that gets added which generates that yakara. And then the atmane ending is also enforced.
Also the same in bhave.
In karmani, bhave, see, bhave is simply the karmani form of a dhatu who is akarmaka. That's all.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
There's nothing very special there. And what is special about bhave is a bhave kriyapada can be only ekavachana.
Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas a ktanta, there is no sense of bhave in ktanta. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
Why is it tap pratyaya, sir? Why not tap pratyaya?
Oh, that is Paninian magic. Panini has extra letters. You know, Panini, he gives extra letters. Those letters are called it letters. Okay, in Paninian grammar, they're called it letters. And they are there not just for decoration. They are the tags for giving certain process directives. Okay. Technical letters. The tags carry some meaning in the prakriya. Yeah.
Sir, are they boundary letters? That was my thought. I may be wrong.
In some places, they are boundary letters. You are saying, you are thinking correctly. In some places, those boundary letters carry property tags.
Okay, sir.
For example, we saw in the last class, we saw ashtadhyayi.com portal, and we analyzed one of the dhatus form and went through how Ashtadhyayi sutras are being applied. If you remember there, I think gam dhatu latlakara form, something we were saying, it shows gum plus lat. Okay, and then it shows gum plus tip. Then so why that process is being followed? We have to remember that first application was a lat application. Moment we know that a lat tag has been applied as the pratyaya tag, though we replaced with tip tag, the fact that we are doing lat is not forgotten. Okay. So why it cannot be forgotten is we add the tip for any lung also, we start with a tip only for pratama purusha ekavachana. Okay. But the tip that we add for lung process takes a different end form than the tip that we add for let process. Do you remember? So Ramaha will come from tip added for let process, whereas some other form, I don't, not Rama, Kshamita. So some Gacchati will come. So then Agachat Takaranta Halanta will come for the same Pratama Purusha Ekavachana. So that let addition is critical in the that's why software guys love the Paninian process. Panini first adds the let and then replaces let with tip, but doesn't forget let was added. It is there in a suppressed way behind the scenes. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Same way, this kind of why he also, like somebody said, it is just edge aksharas, boundary aksharas. True. Because the same pratyaya is added as some other type of pratyaya, and 100 other pratyayas may be there with a sound. But there they will use different edge letters to denote them. Okay? Like that. And that's why the property of how the prakriya takes place changes. Highly scientific. Those who do some software database type of work will appreciate this. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, what do I have there? Ramaha karyam karoti, lat kartari. Ramena karyam kriyate, lat karmani. Okay? Then Ramaha karyam akarot, lang kartari. Ramaha karyam kritavan, ktavatu. Wait a minute, madam. Please let me mute everyone. So Ramaha karyam kritavan, ktavatu kartari. Ramena karyam kritam kta karmani. So this one is very useful because it is showing us how lat kartari, lat karmani, lang karmani I should have probably added there. Okay. Probably, I'm a little bit lost also with my limited panditya how to generate all that. But Ramena karyam akuriyata, something like that will come. Okay. Akuriyata, something like that will come. Okay. So maybe I should add that to extend the color of these 5 sentences. Anyway, I have a space there, so I can as well fill it off. So, but the focus today is Ramena karyam kritam, kta karmani. So this is brilliant. This way to analyze, compare lungs and lats and ktavatus and tas is important exercise. Now let us see how verbs in active voice change in passive voice. So now what the Samskrit Bharati have done is exactly what I tried to do here with Rama Karyam Karoti. They did it in a limited way, just showing between Ktavatu and Kta. Ktavatu Kta. Ktavatu Kta. It's a good exercise. Okay. So Kartari Karmani movement from let Kartari to let Karmani, etc. We have seen. Now we are seeing with Ktavatu and Kta Pratyayantas. Okay. So it's a good corollary exercise using the Kridanta forms of the Kriyas. So let's invite.
Sir, shall I read?
Oh, Rukmini Varya, at that time you could not join. I'm happy you have come forward.
Sorry, sir.
No. Don't be sorry. You come forward now. I'm happy. I just want to make sure my students are not sleeping. Bhagini, so
No, sir,
you read each sentence slowly, one left to right, and I will come in between to explain anything if needed.
Okay. Kartari. Balika katham srutavati karmani. Balikaya katha sruta.
So what happened here? Balika katam shrutavati. The girl, a story she read, but we translate it as she read, but actually literally this means she became the one who read. Okay, but we collapse all that into she read. So a girl, a story she read. She is embedded because of the Stri Pratyaya here, Shrutavati, like that. Okay. Now Balikaya, by the girl, a story, a lady story in Sanskritam was heard. She was heard. She, because Shruta is feminine. So a lady story, she was heard. There is nothing like a lady story, she was heard, but we know Katha is a Strilinga pada, that's why Shruta. Simple. Okay. Finally, a story was heard. Collapses to simplicity in English. So now, what I have on the right is something a little bit extending from this, right? So lang bhuta kartari, how it is? Ashrunot. Ktavatu bhuta kartari, how it is? Shrutavan, shrutavati, shrutavat. Kta bhuta karmani shrutaha shruta shrutam. So this is a kind of a good exercise that I have done. You guys should do this kind of exercise whenever you see examples to learn more, because the example is about shru dhatu. Okay, so now we can go into all this. Technically, I can add columns for let, etc., but that will become very explosive. Focus is on bhuta kala and kartari karmani, so it's enough to focus on. Potentially, one column that would be used is bhuta karmani would have been useful in lang. Lang bhuta karmani before the kta or after the kta would have been useful. Lack of space, I have not done it. Maybe lack of knowledge also. Let me not. So that's what I have done here. So you can see the same happening for other dhatus. Here and there is a surprise embedded, like a yakara getting generated because the dhatu is so, etc. But otherwise, they're quite straightforward. Continue, Bhagini.
Aha vriksham drishtavan. Tena vrikshaha drishtaha.
Bhagini, now can you attempt correct translation into English of these two sentences?
He is seeing vriksha, a tree. He is seeing
See, now you translated it as he is seeing. Is it the sense of is seeing?
Drishtavan. He sees.
He saw.
He saw.
Okay, I appreciate, I am not saying you may not know all the subtleties of the English language. The best as you know, you can try. Okay, so he saw a tree. Saw. Past tense is important. Okay. Next one. Tena vrikshaha drishtaha.
A tree is seen by him.
Very good. A tree is seen by him. Very good translation. Okay. So that has to happen. What I asked Bhagini has to happen immediately in your mind. Just reading the sound is no use. It is useful. I'm not saying it's useless, but the meanings have to come into our head simultaneously. That is when you have internalized the language. Thanks, Rukmini. Thanks, Rukmini Varya. What is the question?
Tree was seen.
A tree was seen. Yeah.
I thought you said is seen.
No, I don't
tree
think
was seen.
She said correctly. Correctly. Yeah. Okay. Vishwanatha Varya, next couple of sentences you read for us.
Archakaha devam architavan. Archakena devaha architaha.
Meaning?
The priest worshipped the god. God was worshipped by the priest.
Priest. Very good. Next one.
Nirvahika suchanaha dattavati. Nirvahikaya suchanaha dattaha. The guide, say let us say.
The lady guide, yeah.
Lady guide gave the instructions. Instructions were given by the lady guide.
Very good. Actually, lady organizer, something like that. It's okay. Good. So, what is important here? You look at suchanaha. Remember that strilinga, akaranta strilinga looks the same in Pratama Vibhakti and Tritiya Vibhakti for Bahuvachana. Sita, Site, Sitaha. Sitam, Site, Sitaha. Dvivachana always also it looks the same. But most importantly, in Bahuvachana, which we use a lot, we have to be cautious. We should not go Sitan or something like that in Pullinga. So it is Suchanaha only. Okay? Continue, Varya, one more.
Tantrajyaha graham avalokitavan. Tantrajyena graham avalokitam. The technician examined the house.
Very good.
And the house was examined by the technician.
So very good translation of avalokana. Examined is a very good translation. Okay. So careful observation is what is avalokana, but that is examine is a correct word to go to in English. Okay. So obviously this guy was some civil engineer, I think, unless he was doing some security surveillance for some important person. But yeah, thanks, Varya. Well done. We are lucky to have such knowledgeable students amongst us to help us. Akiraju Srihari Varya.
Mahadaya. So in Kartari, Vaidyaha Asvasthan Parishilatavan.
Parishilitavan.
परिशीलितवान् वैद्येन अस्वस्थाः परिशीलिताः the doctor has examined the patient.
Yeah, patient is a good translation. Asvastha is a patient. Okay. Patients. Patients.
Patients, no?
Correct. Plural.
Asvastha. Patients. Patients have been examined by the doctor.
Instead of having, I would stick to were. Okay.
Examined. Examined the doctor. Examined by the doctor.
If there was a santi added, then have been. If it was an asan added, then simply stay with had been examined instead of have been examined. Very subtle English, have, had, bad, bad.
Yeah, mostly
it's much more clear in our grammar.
Yeah, correct.
One more, sir.
Chatraha natakani abhinitavantaha. Chatraihi natakani abhinitani. Students enacted the dramas.
Very good. Very good. Dramas. Very good.
Dramas. The dramas have been enacted by the students.
Students. Very good. Okay. Let me call Lakshmi may grace us again if I call Lakshmi. No, today we don't have any Lakshmi Kapak.
Yes, sir.
Lakshmi variye.
जनकः भगिनीः आहूतवान् जनकेन भगिन्यः आहूताः जनकः father called the sister.
Very sisters plural. Very good.
Sisters were called by the father.
Very good. Next one, Bhagini.
Madhavi pushpani anitavati Madhavya pushpani anitani. Madhavi brings the flowers.
Brings a?
Anitavati have to
brought is the English word, past tense. It's a weird language, so it's not bringed. We will think of bringed as easy version, but brought the flowers.
Brought the flowers. The flowers were brought by Madhavi.
Madhavi, very good. Last one.
Bhaginyaha satkaram krutavatyah. Bhaginibhihi satkarah krutah. Satkaram, respect the sisters. Respected the sisters.
That's all you can say. Respected as one word for satkaram krutavatya is okay, but satkara is like the atiti satkara type of thing. You can say the took care, that they did the caretaking, that sense. Okay?
Mahodaya, one doubt. In all the above sentences, whatever we have seen, there is a karma padam. If there is no karma padam, can you give me one example? Mahodaya?
Yeah. We will let Bhagini finish, then we will try something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bhaginibhihi satkarah krutah. The respect was done by the sisters.
Act of respecting was done by the sisters. Very good. Okay, so now Bhagini asked, what if I drop the karmapada, how it goes? Let us not worry about akarmaka, sakarmaka, all that nonsense. Let us just see these sentences only without the karmapada. Nothing changes, Bhagini. See now, few things changes, of course. Balika shrutavati. Okay, so the girl heard. Now we don't know what she heard. So we have to assume ekavachana. Not because shrutavati is in ekavachana. Shrutavati is in ekavachana because of balika. So balika shrutavati, balikaya shrutam we go. Okay? We cannot assume Strilinga pada, we cannot assume Pullinga pada, we should assume Napumsaka because we don't know about the karma. So since I don't know about the karma, the best bet is like bhave, but this is actually karmani because Shru can take the karma pada. So it is a sakarmaka dhatu placed in Napumsaka Ekavachana like bhave because of the lack of knowledge in us about the karma pada. In bhave, we are advised to assume Napumsaka Ekavachana because there is no karma pada. Since here we don't know the karma pada, we do the same. Slightly different reason. So balikaya shrutam. But if you say balikaya shruta, balikaya shrutaha, nothing wrong. In bhave, it will be wrong. Grammatically wrong. In karmani, it won't be wrong. Okay?
Okay, Mahodaya.
That's all. Now you can do the same for others, but you got the idea, I think. Yeah. So let us take a break at this point. Good thing. We have made a decent progress. So afternoon at 3 o'clock, please let us gather back. There is so much. I don't know. We are actually running maybe 1-2 session delayed from my normal timing. Only what that will mean is we will go a little bit into August more than we planned. Okay. I'm sure you guys will cooperate with me for that. So let us take a break for the morning session. Have a nice lunch, have a little rest, but come back at 3 o'clock and promptly continue. Let's continue our pursuit of learning Samskrita. See you all in the afternoon. Bye.
Dhanyavadaha.
Namaste.
Dhanyavadaha. Namaste, sir.
Dhanyavadaha.
Namaste.
Dhanyavadaha, sir.
Namaste. I don't know. I'm unable to control this. Stop recording.